Your customers are craving a great tasting, authentic pizza experience. That's why we offer Primo Molino Neapolitan style flour, an affordable, high performing flour that's a great alternative to imported Italian 00 flour. It's milled right here in North America, so you can always count on authentic crust texture and taste without the imported flour price. Using an imported flour today? Check out ardentmills.com to request a sample.
Welcome back to Checking In With. It's the show where we check in with pizzeria owners across the country to see what's happening right now. I am your host, Denise Greer, executive editor, and with me today is editor-in-chief, Jeremy White. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right. And on the line today, we have Jonathan Cowan from Wooden Paddle Pizza there in Lemont, Illinois. So, hey, Jonathan, what's happening at Wooden Paddle right now?
Well, it's been a pretty wild year. I think everybody's on the same page with that. You know, a lot of curveballs, but we're hanging in there. We're just trying to figure out what to do this year, but yeah, we're making it happen.
You know, curveballs aren't a new thing for you. I think in 2017 you decided to move your location from Oakland Park?
Orland Park?
Orland Park to
yep.
Lemont, and you had some challenges getting your new location open, so you're kind of sitting in limbo then as well. So, did you learn a little bit going into what's happening right now?
I think a lot of people in our community a lot of entrepreneurs in the pizza industry, and that's life. That's something I think the longer you do entrepreneurship, you get more comfortable with wild times. So, for the people who have been doing this for over a decade, like I have been at this point, it hasn't been as stressful as if I would have been in my first year or second year. I don't know what I'd be thinking right now, and it would have been so difficult. But yeah, taking the business from a carry-out delivery, well, first off, I had a Chicago-style pizzeria, and then it became an artisan pizzeria over the years, and then that was all in a carry-out delivery location, but artisan pizza is more meant for a dining location, so we bought a building and made a space to have this dining location, but we only had 66 seats, so we had to cram everybody in together, and then COVID happens, and now you can't cram people in together anymore, so yeah, it's good times.
Yeah.
Did you change the menu again once the dining room had to close or greatly reduce capacity, whichever it happens to be in your area at the moment? Did you have to change your menu to account for delivery and carry out?
Well, absolutely. And that was one of the toughest things. We wanted to break the stereotype of, like, in Chicago, like the big thing is carry out. Pizza is a carry out food in Chicago more often than not. And we are a upscale casual dining restaurant now. When we first opened up our new location, we actually stopped taking phone orders. We turned off our online ordering because we wanted that first initial impression to be, hey, this is our dine-in restaurant. Eat the pizza right out of the oven. That's how we've grown as a company, by that experience-based dining. So when March came around, and next thing you know, we had to close. Our indoor dining was closed mid-March through the end of May. So it's like, oh boy, I guess we can't. We were kind of being pompous about it a little bit. And it was like, just because we weren't taking phone orders and people were pissed off, but we're like, no, you need to have this experience. But then it was like, okay, fight or flight, we need to pivot or whatever. I'm sorry for saying that word, but we started taking phone orders. We started, really pushing online. We noticed that all of our shareable small plates and nobody cared anymore. It was like pizza again. But it was kind of fun because it really pushed us in the direction of, like, not turning off revenue streams like we were before. And now it's kind of like a healthy thing for our future. Like, oh, we learned how to be a carry out phone order taking restaurant again. It's been nice.
It's like full circle there. Unexpectedly and unintentionally, we have, as an industry, had to go back to the basics. It's almost old school 1980s again.
Yeah, totally. And
except
so,
with the internet.
That makes it nicer, right, for taking those orders in. But one thing, like, we still want to maintain, like, hey, we're trying to do a nicer experience now. So, like, when it was carry out, we're like, dang, this sucks. This is not what we want to be doing. So we actually started making these takeaway toolkits and included, like, napkins, Parmesan, red pepper, like what you basically give away. But we also stopped cutting our pizza. So when we gave reheating instructions. So when you got home, it's wood-fired pizza. It's not the best carry out. So you throw it in the oven. We give the instructions. They're funny. We have a Wooden Paddle branded pizza cutter, and people really thought that was interesting. We got a lot of like social media love from that. People
Oh,
showing us what
wow.
they had.
So you threw in the pizza cutter was part of the package?
We literally bought, I think, 10,000 pizza cutters, and we spent a lot of money
Wow.
on them because we knew, like, the writings on the wall is like,
Yeah.
this is going to be going on for a while, you know. So, yeah, we sold a lot. You know?
I was gonna say, how many cutters
thankful.
do you have left?
Yeah, well, we still have some cutters left. You know, we've had to reorder some, and you know, we figured it out though. It's just a new thing to keep in stock, I guess.
Yeah.
Denise, that's really cool because, you know, you and I, by virtue of what we do for a living, we've got some pretty sweet pizza cutters in our home kitchens because we have vendors, suppliers at Pizza Expo. Hey, check this out, and Mel's cutters and things like that. So we've got access to good cutters, but the average person at home may not have a pizza cutter. And if they open up a pizza box and see their pizza's not cut, they might be a little angry, to be honest with you. But then, boom, here's a branded pizza cutter right there in the box. And that's like a cool little perk. It's like, you know, it's like the toy that comes with a Happy Meal. It probably brings a smile to their face.
Yeah.
And we've gotten some feedback on that. We've gotten some Google reviews. Like, I ordered this for my lunch break, and I saw the pizza wasn't cut, and I couldn't believe it. But there's this really cool pizza cutter. I was like, awesome, it worked.
See, and also
Talking, it creates a buzz, right?
yeah,
it's experience based still. Even though it's not at a restaurant, there's an experience with it that's abnormal, and that's what to make our impression on people. That's what we want to do. It's a different experience.
and every time they cut that frozen pizza with your pizza cutter, they're going to be like, oh man, I should have ordered Wooden Paddle. And then they're going to go out and they're going to order Wooden Paddle, right?
Yeah, because the pizza cutter is pretty mediocre and it really needs a fresh pizza to cut. So that frozen pizza might be rough. So yeah, Wooden Paddle's pizza is so much easier to cut.
Now something that that you guys just blew away, you know, for years was the your mobile business. What's happened with the mobile business during this time?
Well, we had such, it was going to be an awesome year. I was so excited. We had like 80 weddings booked, and then COVID happened. I was thankful that we've grown our organization, especially for this year, because I haven't handled all the emails of every wedding moved or canceled, and that's a lot of emails and time and stress. And it's been nice to have Selena on our team, who has basically handled all those things. And really, and our part is to serve people. It's to make people's wedding experience the best it could possibly be. And I just can't imagine getting married this year either. You know, it's like, man, you put all this thought into this one event, and you don't do events all the time. This is your one event you do, and everything's been screwed up. But at least we have a team to handle it, and we're making it through it. We're moving people to next year. That 2021, if we figure things out as with this pandemic, it could be an amazing year for us, but just trying to do the right thing in a lot of hard situations. That's what we're going through right now with that. So I think we ended up catering 20 weddings this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen on your social, you've had that mobile unit, because you've got 3 mobile units, right?
We do. We can cater up to 2 weddings a day. We have one as a backup just in case. And we actually started doing at the end of last year on-site craft cocktails as well to do the bar at weddings as well, which has been a cool thing. So.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hey, Jonathan, speaking of your team, what's your employment situation like at the moment?
Okay. At the moment, well, actually, we've had some amazing things happen this year, because with all that's going on, we have been able to take a step back from like not being so crazy with catering, where like we can actually think about certain things. And you know, employment right now, we just hired our first GM ever, which was a big deal. We've kind of stepped away from the day-to-day operations, and because I've realized, you know, we're not the best operators all the time. You know, we're better at, you know, trying to think of new fun things to do. And so how we did that this year was we hired a business coach in March, like right when everything's going down. We're like, dude, this is like the perfect time. If everything's screwed up, this is like the perfect time to really get a coach and a mentor. And we actually hired David Scott Peters, who's spoken at the Pizza Expo, and he has become a friend and such a great guide through this hard time, to when there's all the craziness going on in my wife and my mind about certain situations. He's been a person to help us take a step back and be like, no, here's clarity. Think about it this way. and so it's been pretty cool. As for the staffing levels, servers, they're definitely down right now with those things. We're trying to give people opportunities to, pick up wherever they can if they want to move different places in the restaurant. That's what we've been trying to do. But we were really scared in March when this all happened, like for staffing levels. But I had a customer, Taste with Jace is his Instagram. He's a food blogger. It's like, John, why don't you say how many pizzas you're selling every day? And during March, we started saying, hey, we want people to keep working. Please order pizzas from us so we can keep our people working. And our numbers, if you look back at our Instagram, you'll see those counts go up and up and up throughout that time when we were closed completely, to dining. And that was kind of a fun thing to keep people working.
That's actually a good approach at a time when people are, well, at that time, they're not so much anymore because of the fatigue with COVID, but at that time, people were very empathetic and sympathetic and wanted to help their local small businesses weather the storm. So that was really a great approach to appeal to their heartstrings and look, these are people in your community that we are trying to keep employed. Please order our pizza. And I could imagine that was a great tactic at the time.
Well, I think it goes to being positive about things. No matter what people say they want to help you with, I think being positive is the best thing. I remember back like in 2010 when my wife and I first got married, and literally everybody who came into my Chicago style carryout pizzeria, I would be the only person helping people at the door. And it'd be like, John, how are you doing? And I'm just like, things are pretty rough. And my wife's like, hey, nobody wants to hear that. Like, we might feel this way, but be positive to the customers. And that was something really cool. And we tried to take it this time too. It's not immediately freaking out and going to this is the end of the world. We want to be like, hey, this is where we're at. We're all at the same place. Let's figure something out and have positive messaging throughout this thing.
Yeah, you guys have continued your positive messages. I saw like your give back programs this fall and into the holiday season. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you're doing as far as those? I saw you have some gift card things that you're doing with essential workers or hospital workers.
My mom's been a nurse since 1982, so and I feel like the healthcare workers, need some love during this thing. And we thought it would be a fun thing to do. For every $100 of cumulative gift cards we sell, we'll donate $50 of gift cards back to healthcare workers. So, it's been pretty cool so far. It's Thanksgiving through Christmas. And right now I think we're at like $600 raised in gift cards. And I think usually our gift card pushes closer to Christmas anyway. So I think we might be able to bust through that number into giving back like $1,000 or so dollars. So it'll be interesting to see how they look back.
Yeah, I like that, going with the gift cards, because we do hear from like that healthcare companies and things are over concentrated with deliveries of various foods. And so they, because they're not, able to receive each pizzeria's orders, when people are donating them, to be able to do it in a gift card so that they can, have the pizza when they want it. I think that that's a nice approach.
Yeah, it's well received so far, so that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. What else? I was trying to think. Jeremy, I'm stuck. Yes, what question do you have for Jonathan here?
Well, I actually only had one more question, believe it or not, but I'm usually full of questions, but Jonathan's covered a lot today.
Absolutely.
But
my notes.
There you go. I'm curious right now, because every municipality is different. It varies state to state, county to county. What current restrictions on your dine-in activity do you have in place right now? Are you not allowed to be open for dine-in? Are you at 25% capacity, 55%? Where are you right now?
This is where I might be a little divisive right now, because when you own a business and when you have a lot of people that look to your decisions and what you're going to do in your company, I had servers coming to me saying the state's going to be shut down again. And we were thinking internally like, hey, we feel like we can safely do this. And in other states, they're staying open in their dining room. Illinois has chosen not to, like a lot of places like New York and California. And I thought that servers would be mad at me for staying open during this time, but I actually had people like have fear and like say thank you so much for doing some sort of indoor dining right now. One thing we've done during this is we installed super nice HVAC filters on our system. We haven't even announced that to the public yet, but we did that just because we heard a lot of the things about the HVAC not moving the air in places and be stagnant air, and that's where the virus is spreading indoors. So that's one step we took, and a big expense to make sure people were safer at our restaurant. But yeah, so we are supposed to be shut down right now, and we've decided to stay open, and it's definitely been very divisive and very hard, but sometimes you have to make hard decisions right now, and it's not, it's really trying to keep people working right now because we're not set up to be a year-long carry-out delivery restaurant. You know, so it's been this has been a year of hard decisions, and we're trying to be as respectful in when people are trashing us on the internet, which is definitely happening right now, trying to respond kindly, even though, and just show that we're not just doing this to be bad citizens. I don't know, it's a very hard thing, you know, but
So explain that. I do have a follow-up now. I need further clarification here. When you say we are supposed to be closed to dine-in right now, is that a edict from the governor of Illinois? Is that your
health department
saying restaurants should not be operating in a dine-in capacity right now? I mean, obviously it's not a law, or you'd be breaking the law by being open, and so it's obviously not a legal matter. But what do you mean we're supposed to be closed right now?
The governor has put an edict down, yes, that we're supposed to do certain things.
Saying my recommendation is that all restaurants in the state close to dine-in. Is that
every single restaurant in the state? Correct. You know, and I would say that in Illinois there is a big movement, and there's a lot of restaurants that are open right now. I'd say in some towns 80% of restaurants, dining rooms are open. In Chicago, nobody is open. But in other cities, there's different attitudes of like, hey, what is safe and what isn't safe, and you know, that's where things stand right now. So there's a lot of division with that. But
Denise, what a tough situation to be in.
Yeah.
I can see where the division in the community would be. I can see some people like, thank you for staying open for us. And I can see other people saying, why are you open? And I can't imagine having to field and answer and respond to those questions in a way that, you know, you're representing your business, you're representing your brand. Despite what you may want to say to an individual on either side of the argument, you've got to be diplomatic in your response. And it has to wear you out. Just alone, that's probably a stressful, taxing, full-time job.
I didn't do this to become a politician, but that's basically what you've had to become right now. Because you're right, there are people who are, I've seen people on the internet who are angry at places for not defying and opening up. You know, so there's no matter what you choose, you're going to be making people mad on both sides of this argument. So we've made our decision on what we're doing, and our job is, you know, in taking care of our people within our company to make it a safe environment while doing what we're doing, you know. So that's the conundrum of what's going on right now.
Denise, there's going to be a lot of controversy. There's going to be a lot of haters on both sides of the spectrum commenting on this, checking in with, I think.
Yeah, I would welcome those comments. Come on, bring it.
I'm not making our decision as a company and then going out and being like, screw you, you're all stupid for disagreeing with me. That's not what we're doing either. You know, we're trying to be loving in this approach at the same time as making a decision. So
yeah, I gotcha. Well, we wish you the best, and keep us posted on what's happening, because we definitely want to know what's happening at Wooden Paddle. And thank you so much for taking time today to talk to us. We really appreciate it, and just, you know, we'll see you around.
Awesome. Hey,
and we'll see you in Vegas.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait till June. That'll be amazing.
Likewise. Thank you, my friend.